Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the third wave of Simpsons 5-inch figures from Jakks Pacific. This wave consists of Maggie and Marge packed together. We have Lenny, Milhouse, and Homer in his baseball outfit. So very excited for this wave. We have completed the Simpsons family here with Maggie and Marge, having previously gotten Homer, Bart, and Lisa. So very excited about that. Although Maggie appears to be her accessory because there's nothing else in the box with Marge. But taking a look at the back here, nice product shot of the two. Next up we have Lenny, which is kind of a random pull, but I'm very excited that we're getting more random characters from the show, because as you can see, we're already getting another Homer variant, and I understand they probably want to have like a Homer or Bart in every wave, but I have so many characters from The Simpsons that they can pull from, so very excited that we're getting some random pulls here like Lenny, and he comes with a bagged lunch and a coffee mug. Then, everything's coming up Milhouse. I absolutely love that we're getting him. He comes with a bike, which I think is very cool. Spinning around to the back, it looks like there's a little display stand for the bike, I guess, so it doesn't fall over while he's riding it, which is very cool. And then the previously mentioned Homer in his baseball outfit. So if you haven't seen the episode, I can't remember what season it's from, but I think it's called Homer at the Bat. Classic episode, very, very cool. And he comes with his Wonder Bat with the lightning bolt there. I think that's pretty cool, as well as a baseball cap. So very excited for this wave. I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the four figures out of the packaging. Pretty good lineup here. I'm going to start over here on the left with Marge. I think they did a pretty good job. I still kind of wish for the main Simpson family they didn't give them the, like, 100% open bug eyes. I don't know why. Like, you can see with Lenny, he kind of has a normal expression over here. And obviously Milhouse has his glasses, but the Simpsons family always have these ridiculously, like, complete giant open eyes. And I wish they would just give them a little bit in terms of eyebrow or, like, the eyelash coming down, just so it didn't look so weird. But other than that, I think the head sculpt's pretty good. I think it's funny, you can see that they did a cut here on the hair, so it is two different pieces put together. But from the front, it looks really good, so I think that worked out. All of these guys have pretty much the same articulation. Head can swivel side to side. You have a hinge and a rotation at the shoulder. Then you have a hinge and a rotation. Well, I should say, I think you have a hinge at the elbow, and then there's a rotation at the bicep right above that. Then for the hand, you can spin it, but it also has a hinge, so you can bring it in. She can also rotate at the waist. Now, for Marge, I think the hip joints are in there, but they're very difficult to access because of the dress. So I pretty much just, you have a swivel and a little bit of front to back with a hinge for the ankle, very similar to how the hands work at the wrist. So not really going to get a ton of hip movement out of her, but I think that's fine. I think she looks pretty good. And then if we move on to Maggie, I think they did a great job with Maggie. Once again, got the giant eyes there, but the bow looks good. The pacifier, head can spin. You have a hinge and a rotation at the shoulder. Because she's so tiny, the arm is one solid piece, so there's nothing in the elbow or wrist. And then you have like a ball joint down here, kind of at the midsection. And I like what they've done. They've kind of like molded the feet here in the front. And then they have the tail here on the back of the, like, I guess, nightgown. I don't even know what you call it. Is it a onesie? I don't know. It's so big. Whatever dress she wears. And they still have a peg hole there on the bottom if you need it. So yeah, I think Maggie came out pretty great. Nice job there. Next up we have Lenny. I think Lenny's facial expression is great. And this is what I'm kind of talking about. Give them just kind of normal. It doesn't have to be as low as Lenny's are, but just kind of normal, some kind of eyelid, just so they don't look so ridiculously shocked all the time. But yeah, Lenny looks great. He has side-to-side head swivel. Really, everything here is the same in the shoulder, bicep, elbow, and wrist. He does, it's really hard to tell. It kind of looks like he has a waist swivel, but then it doesn't want to move, so I'm not going to break it. It might be because he's kind of thin, he doesn't have one, but he's got great ball joints here at the hips. So you can kick about 45 degrees to the side, maybe 45 degrees forward. You have a nice bend there at the knee. Yeah, I don't think these can move. And unfortunately, they don't have thigh swivels, which is interesting. I always thought that, like most, like 4-inch figures that I buy, you would have a bend and a swivel at the elbow, or I'm sorry, the knee. But it doesn't seem like they're doing that anymore, so I don't know. But you have a little bit of front to back and certainly side to side down here at the ankle. Shoes came out pretty good. Accessory-wise, he has a little bagged lunch to take to work with him. So we can put that in one of his hands. Snaps in pretty good. And then he's got a cup of coffee. So we'll put that in his other hand. And there we go. Looking pretty good. Pretty happy with how that turned out. Yeah, like I said, Lenny's kind of a random pull, but very happy to have some more random characters from the show, because there's so many. There's so many characters that they can do. And so I'm happy we're not just getting Simpson family remolds over and over again. Here is Milhouse. Now he can peg into the bike there, and I can go ahead and remove him. So the pedals of the bike do not actually move. But the wheels do move, which is nice. And you have this little piece here that you can pop off if you'd like. It's very simple. There's a little peg there underneath, and that pegs in right there, and it just kind of helps it balance. Nice little clear piece there, which works really well. The handlebars don't turn. It's really just the spinning wheels. But overall, I think it's pretty cool. And if you wanted like Bart to use this, you could. Milhouse looks great. Really nice job with the head here. Even though the glasses, have the full eyes, it looks normal for Milhouse, because obviously you can't put eyelids on glasses, so that works. Hair looks great. I think they did a good job. Some of these hairstyles don't lend themselves the best to 3 dimensions, but I think they did a really great job here. Head can swivel. Pretty much all the same articulation. You have the bicep swivel where the shirt sleeve meets the arm. Otherwise, everyone else, pretty much the same articulation as ever. He does have kind of a ball joint where the pants meet the shirt, which is nice. Got the knee bend there, and then you have a little bit of a ball joint there for the ankles. But yeah, he came out great. And I really like the bike. I think the bike works well, and he sits on it decently. It's not too difficult to peg him on here. So we'll get him on there like that, and then you can bring the hands in pretty simply onto the handlebars, which is nice. And then we have Homer. Now, Homer's not a bad figure by any means. I would rather have, someone else from the pantheon of characters than a Homer variant. The only problem with mine is I feel like for whatever reason, the arms are kind of loose. And I don't know if I feel like this has to be a new mold, because it has the trim. I feel like that's separate plastic for the trim of the baseball uniform. So it's not like we're getting mold fatigue from the normal Homer mold. And he holds the bat pretty well. I have no problem with that. I don't think there's any way you're going to get him to hold that with 2 hands. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but that's fine. But you can see the arms on mine are kind of loose. So when he's holding the bat, and then it'll just randomly work. But when he's holding the bat, it's easy for it to want to fall down. You kind of have to find a spot where it kind of catches. But otherwise, he's got the same articulation. He's got a waist spin. Nice solid ball joints in the hips, though, I will say. Really nice solid ball joints there. Knee bend. You got movement. Even have the spikes on the cleats painted. I thought that was a nice touch. Otherwise, all his articulation is the same as everybody else. And then the hat is kind of a little bit more malleable plastic so that you can pop it on his head or take it off. It works well. So like I said, this isn't a bad figure by any means. I do like it. I would rather have a completely new character than a Homer variant. But again, I can't be upset about it because it is a good figure and he does look good. And I like the accessories. So it's a pretty solid wave. Honestly, really happy with everything here. Yeah, I was trying to think of something negative to say. I can't really. I think they're really great. They're only about $12.99 a piece, which I think is totally reasonable for a 5-inch figure. Decent amount of paint and detail. Articulation, I feel like, is good, and everybody's got some kind of accessory, even if that accessory is a baby. But in any case, I think these are fun. I still can't really decide. I kind of like the smaller figures for the world building aspect, doing play sets and vehicles, but I also really like these 5-inch figures just because I feel like what you get for the price is very good. I feel like everything you're getting in terms of paint, detail, articulation, accessories for $12, $12.99, That's fair. I really can't complain too much with these. I really like them quite a bit. So we'll have to wait and see what comes out for Wave 4. But another pretty solid wave here. Definitely recommend checking these out if you can. I've been seeing them at Target. I have not really seen them at all at Walmart. But the one day I went to Target and all they had was Homer. And then I was able to get the other 3 on the Target app. And then by the time they came in, I started seeing Marge and Milhouse at Target as well. I still haven't seen Lenny in the wild, but I'm sure he'll start appearing sooner rather than later. I would imagine, I don't know what the case breakdown is for this, but I would imagine Homer and Marge are probably a little bit easier to find than Milhouse and Lenny. That seems to be how they like to do it. But yeah, I would say just keep checking the Target app if you're looking for these. They have individual listings, so you can mark them to let you know when they come back in stock if you're hunting these down. But yeah, I like them. For what they are and the price, very happy. Solid wave. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.